And welcome back. As we go ahead and look at C++, we're going to add to our repertoire strings. So with C++ strings, the thing to keep in mind is that these are very similar to how we might handle things in like Java. They're going to be a collection of characters. And you can either define this as a C string using a char array, or you could take a better approach and use them with a string object, so like string str. And this is going to give us access to things like functions that we can use to have different manipulations and effects that we can do, as we're going to see. So let's go ahead and start using some strings in our program. So to use the string class, we want to add the following include statement. Include string. This is, of course, going to give us access to those functions that we want to use. If we don't use this, you can still technically put string objects in and stuff like that because you can create literals, but having this gives you access to those additional libraries that we may not otherwise have. So we want to define a string. We can simply use it as we would any other variable. We can say string str equals I am a string. You can then manipulate that string with user input using the getLine function. So we say getLine cin str. That's going to take whatever we type and put it into that string that we define here. Now, when we start looking at these string functions, there are, of course, a couple common ones that we can use. These, of course, are built into that C include statement that we can use. So there's the find function, which allows us to look for a substring. There's rfind, which looks for the last occurrence of a substring. You have append, which is simply going to append a string to the end. You have insert, which is going to insert it into a string. Erase erases characters. Replace substitutes characters. And compare, of course, is going to compare two strings. Let's go ahead and take a look at how some of these functions actually work. So here I have a very simple program, and all I'm going to do is I am going to get a string. So I have a string called input here. I'm getting that from the user. And then I'm going to append it with this statement that says have a good day. And then I'm going to compare it to this hello world string down here. So let's just go ahead and give this a quick run, see what we get. So I'm just going to put coding is fun, hit enter, and we get the statement that was appended. And we get coding is fun, have a good day. Comparing string 1 and string 2, and we get the value of -1. -1 means, of course, that those strings are not equal. So if we had, of course, like 0, that would mean that those are probably equal. So if I just go ahead and rerun this and put in hello world this time. All right. Oh, you can see, even though those are the same capital letters, we don't quite have that 0 yet. We have a -1 because what I do, I had a capital W here, a lowercase w here. So let's just go ahead, run this one more time now with that lowercase w, because we're going to make that match exactly, because casing does matter here. And now we get the value 1. So that 1 in this case means that we have a match. And that's, of course, a good quick introduction to how we can use strings here in C++.